and welcome to the fourth pre-recorded live stream by Sarah and Autumn.
Wow.
I hope you guys have been loving these as much as Sarah and I have been really loving recording them. So go ahead and let us know what you're going to be working on for this stream so we can root you guys on. And to give you a little bit of info about the stream today, we're going to do one 30-minute sprint and we're going to chat before and after, and then we'll be done. So it's going to be a fun, short and sweet little writing session today. So welcome in, everyone. We're so happy to have you here. Sarah, do you want to chat about what you've been working on, what you're going to be doing in this stream, all the details?
Sure. So for the month of February, because today we're filming this is the 8th. The 8th today?
8th of March.
So for the month of February, I was working on finishing up my first draft of my new adult romance, and I only just finished it I think like 2 days ago. So it's done. You know, we finished the first draft, great, and now we moved immediately into the edits, because ideally it needs to be done. The edits need to be done by the end of the month, so I can send it off to my editor, because I have been pushing this poor soul back for months now. It's fine, but you know, but that's the game plan. So today, unfortunately, I'm going to be working on client work and not editing my own stuff today, but that is what I have been working on for the past few weeks. In the past few days has been editing, but the same project, you know. So
Yeah, well, congratulations for finishing that first draft.
Thank you. I did end up skipping the last 10,000 because that's how I normally do it. And like the character motivations change so much throughout as I'm writing the book, because I am a pantser, that it just doesn't, it feels like hollow to try and force the last 10K out, because that's when like the reconciliation of everybody occurs. And I feel like I want to have everybody solid character-wise before I even attempt to try and write that section of it. So
yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I feel like that's really awesome that you know that about like your writing process, and then you're like, well, there's no point in writing this last part because it's going to end up being redone, so might as well not waste time.
Right, and that's literally what it would be, and I wouldn't enjoy working on the last 10,000, so I'd be wasting time and maybe stuff I wouldn't even like condition-wise. I wouldn't like the substance of it, so it's like it is a waste.
Yeah, well, and I feel like this story has definitely been a journey in and like of itself. So trying to, you know, squeeze out the last little bit to get the ending that you know is going to change, I feel like you might as well just start your edits over like what you're used to doing.
Right. And like this book too is like the first book that I've been writing since feeling re-inspired again. So I would hate to like suck any happiness and creativity out of it, and then just so I could have a fully finished first draft, you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely. And I feel like we've talked about that before, where that's kind of part of your process where you don't write the ending. I feel like a couple of other stories were like that too with the first draft, or even like a couple of drafts in. I feel like I can't remember which one it was that we were talking about, but you had like a similar situation where you hadn't like written the ending, but you were like, I know what it is, I kind of know, but for whatever reason I can't like nail it down.
Yes. And I feel like there's only been one book where I wrote the ending in the first draft. Like I feel like I've never really ever finished like a full first draft. And you're right, because I do remember that, I don't know for what book, but the ending didn't come from multiple. I think it might have been the second one in my latest series, but it didn't come for so many drafts in. It's like, you can't like nail it down just yet.
Yeah, I definitely do remember that. But I also love how like everybody's writing process is just so different. Like
So unique.
Yeah, like I know there's a couple of people who they have to write like the first half of a story, like the first like 15,000 words, and then dump it and then write like another 50. Like they have to kind of like keep dumping that first like 15,000 words until they like feel comfortable about that, and then they proceed.
Oh, that would be so hard.
I know. I'm like, all that work. But it works, it works differently for everyone. So it is. And like, I'm one of those people where like, I have to finish the draft. I mean, the ending might be like bare bones. It might just be like a couple of like squiggles, but it's got to be finished.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love hearing like how everybody writes like a rough first draft.
Yeah, there's so many brackets in mine. Oh my gosh, I've given up trying to find, because usually when I write a first draft, I'm like, okay, we are only using brackets when it's absolutely necessary. Yeah, for this one I've done 28. So we were a lot more lenient with our brackets this time.
Absolutely. And like, it could be the story too. Like this, you just need to flesh out other stuff, and then like those brackets, like they'll be filled in, soon, quickly.
Right. Like one of them is like insert car model. I'm like, oh yeah. I just didn't feel like looking it up at the time.
I love that. And don't you love like rereading your work and seeing just things like that, and you're like, oh, Sarah.
Oh, Sarah, you're just so lazy that day.
Right. You must have been on a roll, and you were like, I don't want to like get out of this document.
I must have, to be honest.
I love it. I love that. So I am going to be I'm still working on Traveling Bards.
Mm-hmm.
I had a goal of trying to finish that in February, but I had things that popped up in February that like, we don't have to like, not making excuses, but we don't have to go down that road. And I was not able to, right? And I wasn't able to finish this first draft, but I have full intentions of finishing it by next Wednesday, because I told myself I wanted to, in the month of March, reread one of my other stories and like start working on edits for like a different story. But I wanted to finish the first draft of this project before moving on to another one.
Yeah, I get that.
So I've got a little bit more than 15,000 words left to write. And I'm like, I think with some discipline, we can get there.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. But I'm excited. Like, it's like one of those things where you're ready to finish the draft, but you're still enjoying the process.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't been enjoying all the other things that have made me not finish this project on my self-imposed deadline.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt too, because I'm like, okay, because I made the excuse in January that stuff came up and I couldn't finish the draft, and it happened again in February. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to apologize for this time. It's going to get finished when it gets finished. And we got this. But I also, like, selfishly, I'm happy you didn't finish it either, because then we are, like, in the same boat.
Oh, yeah.
We'd be in the same boat right now if I forced myself to write the last, like, 10K, So, like.
True.
I love that.
Very true. And I guess it's just our writing styles where you're like, okay, we're just going to start editing. And I'm like, I will finish.
I got this. I'm like, screw it.
Yeah. That's really funny. But like, also, I also really want to get this project to 50,000 words. And it's like, I can do that. Like, I can power through the last 15,000 words to hit 50K. Like, I can do it. Like, you're just fine. Autumn, you're fine.
What would that be a day if you wanted to write 15,000? Because how many days are there until Wednesday?
Is it 5 or 6? 1, 2. If you count today, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like a little. Yeah, like maybe 3-ish thousand words, 2 to 3,000 words a day. That's doable. Like I could sit down for like an hour or 2 hours each day and just get it done.
Sure.
So
I'm rooting for you. I think you can do it.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, friend, and your support. I definitely need a cheerleader to get this project finished.
You always come to me. I'm everybody's cheerleader. I can do it.
I love it.
I'm not my own cheerleader.
Well, I'm always cheering you on too. So we both got this. Even though you're doing client work today, you got this.
Thanks so much. It's gonna be great.
Woo!
Hopefully my client doesn't see that, but it's fine. Although the people on Fiverr, they don't know this side, like the Sarah Sutton. Like they don't know me. I have like a website. It's very separate. So
good. That's good.
So also, if this person does see this and feels slighted, you booked over what you should have. So who's in the wrong here? I don't know. My cap is 100,000 and they booked for 102,000 and I'm like, friends, what are we doing? It's fine. We're not getting it.
Oh my God. So like when that happens, can you still accept it or?
So with Fiverr, like if somebody books the seller, me, I automatically have to accept the order, which is kind of stupid that way. So what I do if it's usually if it's under like 300, like 3,000 words. So if it was 103 and over than that, I would have been like, hey, here's a gig extra for you to accept so I can read the remainder. If you don't accept, I will cut off the last 3,000 words, which is typically the last few chapters. Otherwise, this time I was just like, I noticed you booked over 100,000. This one time I'll make an exception. But it's been happening so often lately that I just don't understand. I don't understand. I'm not the kind of person who would like push like that, but some people are, I guess.
Dang. Wow. I don't know if I would either. Like if someone like capped it at 100 and I had like 102, I'd either like reach out and be like, hey, my project is like 102,000. Is this okay? Like, do I still need to look at this way? Or like, honestly, I'd probably look for another like beta reader, another editor, and just be like, okay, well, that's past their cap.
Like I definitely would ask for permission instead of being like, oh, it's not because. And the thing is, when I have them like submit the gig, I have them like requirements where they have to put in their word count and check a box that it doesn't include any sexually explicit material.
Oh yeah.
I don't read that. And I've gotten some wild manuscripts. So we have that box now. And this person, they put their word count and it was the 2,000 over. And I'm like, but it caps at you. I don't know. but
dang.
You can't understand people. It's okay.
It's fine, Maybe
they
were just.
They had come to me and asked. I've been like, oh yeah, for sure. It's only 2,000 over. Like, I don't care. But it's the fact that you do it without asking them, just like side eye.
Right. They must have just really, really wanted you to read their story. I was like, she's the only one.
Yeah, must have. I think the other day somebody messaged me and they said it was like, because I have 3 tiers. I'm sorry, and then I'll stop.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine.
My base tier goes up like to 30,000 words. And I think the manuscript was like 45,000. And they're like, can I still book this in your base tier? And I'm like, no. Like, that's 15,000 extra over. You're going to tier 2, friend. Like, you're not even close.
Right? Yeah, it's not like it was like 50 words or something like that. That's 15,000.
People are bolder than me, that is for sure. I mean, like, I guess good. You tried. You shot your shot. Like, you asked, but what in the world? You look so silly.
Right? To have that level of confidence.
Yeah. Oi.
Girl, well, I'm sorry you have to deal with that, and you've had to deal with that multiple times.
multiple times. But then, like, I was thinking, like, oh, I wish I didn't have to go through Fiverr, because people on Fiverr, they can be crazy. But I feel like it's just so nice to have that search engine that it's just like, if I moved it to my website solely, I would never get any clients. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a give and take.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like that's where a lot of people go to Fiverr, because I feel like that's the biggest one that people like know about, and it's pretty easy to search through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can totally see like traffic is better through Fiverr, but unfortunately, as like the creator, you're stressed out.
Yeah. Not the best for the seller at all, no. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. It's fine. We're that little dog in the burning room. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Right. Every day. I always think of that dog when there's just like chaos or something, and you're like, it's fine. It's fine.
This is fine. It's fine.
Nothing out of the normal.
Jeez Louise.
Man. Well, did you want to go ahead and start our sprint, since we've just got a one sprinter today?
I am ready.
Sweet. Oh, we chatted for a while. That was fun though.
Did we? Because it's not showing me the time.
Oh, really?
No, it just says live.
Doesn't it normally show you the time?
It does. So that's weird.
That is weird. Maybe they updated StreamYard, but we've been chatting for a little over 17 minutes. It's fine. It's fine.
I think that's why I was like, oh yeah, we can keep chatting for a minute, because I literally have no gauge of how long. Oh my gosh.
You're totally fine, Sarah. I mean, it's a great conversation.
Whoops.
I've been having fun.
I'm good. I'm glad.
Okay, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and start our 30-minute sprint. Like I said earlier, this is going to be our only sprint for this little pre-recorded stream. So best of luck, and we will see you in 30 minutes. Yay! How did we do during that sprint?
Good. We chugged along. That sprint, actually, I was able to get a little bit down in the reader report too. So we did good.
Nice. Yeah, that was a pretty solid sprint for me too. I was really getting in the zone there.
Good.
Yeah, I ended up writing 875 words.
Wow.
Yeah, I am really enjoying where I'm at. I also had to look back in my notebook to see like for my chapter tracker because I'm on chapter 19 and I was trying to like make sure I paced it correctly, but I couldn't remember how many chapters I had like outlined it for. And it's 25, and it's like the pacing, it's like on track. So I was pretty, I'm not saying it's good, but it's on track for where I want this first draft to be. And I was really excited to write this scene because it's a pretty like pivotal scene for some of the characters. So I was really excited. I really had fun.
Did you finish the scene? I can't remember what you said.
I did not yet. I'm still like kind of in like the meat and potatoes of the scene. So yeah, I think I'm gonna write a little bit more today and try and finish the scene, if not this chapter.
Gotcha. Oh, yay.
Yeah, so I feel like we both did really well in our 1 30-minute sprint.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was enough to like kind of like get us going. So
I agree.
I really liked it.
But accountability to start, So
yeah, I'm really happy you were able to get some of your client work done too.
Yes. Oh, yes. I wish I was writing, but it's fine.
It's fine.
It's tea. It's fine.
Right. Through the cringe, it's fine. Well, I guess we can go ahead and cut off the stream here since we did our sprint. We chatted a little bit. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this live stream or pre-recorded live stream. I hope you all enjoyed the sprinting, and we will see you all in a couple of weeks in our next one. And until then, happy writing. Bye.